Hey, Eagle Run 23 here. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see here. I've got a Stanley chisel, and while this is not the proper way to sharpen a chisel, we are going to sharpen the chisel on a bench grinder. Alright, so I've been playing around with this here, and this chisel, as you can see, has quite a bit of damage. There is some material missing from the tip, and we're going to need to remove this and get pretty far down in it. Now, normally, and I did a video on this, I would sharpen a chisel on a whetstone. Got several whetstones to choose from. This one has this one's on Amazon. It's got a coarse and a fine. This is great for just regular use if you're not doing anything too fancy. You just find that angle and just get to work, elbow grease. But we have a bench grinder here. The problem with the bench grinder is because the wheel is round, it actually carves out a hollow space in the bevel, and so while you can get a sharp tip, it's not flat on top, which doesn't really matter too much if you're doing fine woodworking. It would be nice to have this nice and flat, but this is a utility chisel. This is a chisel that I use. I use it to pry things around, and so this is one that it's not one of my nice ones, and we're just going to kind of fool around here with it. We will get it cleaned up here eventually as well, and we'll make sure and flatten the bottom of it. But for now, we're going to concentrate on the damage and what the results are when using a round bench grinder to sharpen a chisel. Alright, so this is definitely going to be a how not to sharpen your chisel video. That did not go very well. I've got all sorts of crazy bevels going on. Not the kind of result that I would get on a whetstone. Would it be sharp enough to use? Yeah. Did I remove the damage a lot quicker than with a whetstone? Yeah, so maybe the idea here is that you use the grinder to get to a point that you can go back to the stone. Another thing I'm noticing is I must have been a little heavy-handed on the left side, because we are definitely not square. So I'm going to flatten the bottom of this and see what we got. Okay, I just can't resist the old-fashioned way here. Alright, so this side is definitely high. I've removed my damage. I have a serviceable tip here. It's very sharp. I think this would work, but not going to be what you're looking for with some. I wonder if I could get really close in there. It's still pretty jagged on that edge. That's probably just from the coarse 60 grit stone. I don't know exactly what the grits are on this block. It was just sold as a fine. This is pretty smooth, and this one's pretty coarse. But let's see what this does here. Well, that polishes up pretty quick. I can also tell, I work to keep these stones flat. I can also tell that what I'm doing, I'm catching the high sides right there, and I'm not even working down to the tip. I like when you do it, we'll call it the old-fashioned way, the correct way. I like that I can feel where I am with my pressure. I could not detect until it was too late that I was pushing too far on the left. And that's just simply not square. I can tell by looking at it that it's not square. It's also not very smooth. So, I don't know, maybe a combination of the two is the right answer for a damaged one. See, I can feel if I'm pushing more on the tip or back into the bevel, I can feel the difference, which helps me find the correct angle. That's smoothed up quite a bit. I don't have any wood here to test it on. I think we can just kind of tell by looking at it that it would work. I used this about a week ago to scrape paint, so this is definitely the utility chisel. But it's better than it was. I removed the damage. I guess I'll call that a success. For now, this is how not to sharpen a chisel. Hey, Eagle Run 23, thank you so much for watching.